CrossFit is about teaching people how to move, about movement patterns that are essential to life, essential to your well-being, to your independence.
My energy level has definitely improved since I've been doing CrossFit.
CrossFit is constantly varied, high-intensity functional movement. That is, moving large loads, long distance, and quickly. We all do the same things: squatting, deadlifting, jump, run, throw, pull up. These are all natural movements.
So I wanted to start off my speech by giving that little introduction video, if you will, about what CrossFit really is, and kind of the basics behind it. As everyone knows, there's hundreds and hundreds, probably even in the thousands, of different programs out there that are designed with one goal in mind, and that's to help people have healthy lives and have a healthier lifestyle. And anybody you go ask that has any kind of workout program or regimen, you can go ask 10 people and you could get at least 10 different answers of what they feel works the best for them. So I'm here to tell you guys today about what I feel works best for me. As you can see, I do have my CrossFit Oxnard t-shirt on. It's the gym that I'm a member of. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is why I feel that CrossFit is an effective tool that promotes a healthier lifestyle. So CrossFit really focuses its training on different aspects of fitness. Some of those are Olympic weightlifting, functional everyday movements, as well as a good mixture of cardio. So I want to kind of touch on those three things today and how they relate to CrossFit, as well as kind of address some of the opposition that I hear when talking about it. So the first thing, one thing that's never up for debate, and that's the fact that lifting heavy weights, will build muscle and get you stronger. Anybody that you talk to that has any idea, any knowledge of fitness at all, is going to tell you that. The way this happens is that you lift heavy weights and it breaks down your muscles, and when you rest at night when you're sleeping, those muscle fibers start to rebuild, and when they rebuild, they get stronger and their work capacity grows. So that's kind of how, just a real quick lesson on how that works. So what CrossFit does is it incorporates a lot of these large, powerful Olympic-style lifts, such as snatches, power cleans, squats, and that's just to name a few. There's tens and tens, if not hundreds, of different variations of these basic movements that CrossFit uses. So one of the things that I hear a lot from opponents of CrossFit is that they don't agree with the way that CrossFit uses these exercise movements in a high-speed, high-rep program. They feel that doing this, you lose form, and because of that, you have the possibility for injury. Well, that makes sense, and I do agree. I feel that CrossFit does a very good job of addressing this in a couple different ways. The first thing it does is that it makes sure that every CrossFit gym you go to has certified instructors. These instructors have to go to a CrossFit to instructors classes, and they get trained on how to train other people. And in addition to that, anytime I've ever gone to my gym, and at the beginning of every workout of the day that we do, we're instructed on the proper way to do these lifts. And we're instructed in the beginning, we're instructed throughout. If they see us in the middle of a workout and we're not doing something right, they have no problem stopping us and making sure that we're doing these lifts correctly, because they know that there is a possibility for injury if that's not done. The next main focus of CrossFit is functional movements. And what functional movements are, they're just basic everyday movements that we do all the time, and we never really realize that we're doing them. These movements include lifting, picking up a suitcase, carrying that suitcase to your car, squatting down to pick up that suitcase. These are all different examples of things we do every day that we never really think about. And so one of the things that CrossFit does is it takes those basic movements that we do all the time, and it trains us to do those in a more efficient way. Focusing on these movements are meant to promote overall health, everyday well-being, and they're just made to make our life easier. One of the things that opponents have when it comes to CrossFit workouts is they say that we lack structure, and that our lack of structure and our that we have too much variety, and that prevents progressive overload. Now, progressive overload is really just gradually building up and pushing your body to its limit. Say an example would be doing a squat, and you do a couple reps, and then you add some more weight, and then you do a few more, then you add some more weight until eventually you can't add any more weight. That's progressive overload. The way CrossFit addresses this is by doing just that, only doing it in a shorter amount of time. So it's not quite a gradual building, it's not as progressive of an overload, but that overload to your body is still there. You still work out, you still push your body to its limits, and then you exceed those limits. And finally, with the last one of our three main points of CrossFit today is the cardio. And a lot of people, when they think about cardio, they think about your traditional, logging a lot of slow miles on the road, or sitting on a treadmill for 30 minutes or an hour. And what that does is that gets your lungs going, and that gives your body that ability to produce more oxygen, or to take in more oxygen, and that feeds the muscles. And the thing is that doesn't have to happen over a long, slow period of time. What CrossFit does is it gets rid of that slow, long distance running, and it takes those exercises such as sprints, it mixes those with heavy lifts, or some quick movements on a rowing machine, mixes that with box jumps, and that gets your heart going, that gets your lungs moving faster, and gets that oxygen into your body quickly. So CrossFit addresses that problem by doing cardio, just doing it in a different way. The speed at which the majority of the workouts in CrossFit are done gives you that benefit of cardio without making us spend hours and hours on a treadmill, or just moving through miles of road running. So in closing, I think it's important to point out that CrossFit, to me, is beneficial because it's fun. One of the things about CrossFit is when you go to a CrossFit gym and you join it, you become a part of a community. And in this community, you always have people that are pushing you. You always have people that are wanting you to better yourself. When one person finishes with the workout, they go and they start cheering on and encouraging everybody else that's doing the workout with them. You're not competing against other people. You're competing against yourself, and you're pushing yourself to do better every single time. Fitness is important to a lot of us. It's something that isn't going to go away. It's something that everybody is going to get involved in one way, shape, or form. I think it's important that each person finds their own branch, their own niche, if you will, and finds what works best for them and sticks with that. Thank you very much. And this is my audience member for today.